You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, we take you to Pittsburgh, where we'll show you how kids are showing off their strength to people like first responders.
And a rollover crash near Sarcoxy causes med flight to be called in.
And even though we've got a relatively chilly start across the 4 states, we're going to still warm up later today. We'll talk about that forecast coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach.
I'm Chris Warner. Just after 7 a.m. now on this Monday morning across the 4 states, and it is relatively chilly outside, especially considering it's the second week of July, but summer is not done with us yet. We'll have more on those warm temperatures on the way and some storm chances here in just a couple more minutes.
And you know, it wasn't super duper hot over the weekend.
No, it wasn't.
Good
It was pretty
opportunity
good.
for kids to get outside and show their strength.
And they did so in Pittsburgh.
Where some kids had the chance to put their strength to the test. Now, this was for the Eagle Rising Challenge.
Now, the event was a chance for residents to meet and compete with local fire, police, EMS, and military personnel. KOAM's Fernanda Silva has the story.
Serving for 18 years, Warrant Officer Jessica Brent took her daughters to the Eagle Rising Challenge.
I feel like that they will be public servants in the future as well if they get this experience and exposure.
The goal of the activities was not only to connect with the community, but also to show the new generation's essential careers.
It instills like a positive climate throughout the community, and then also for future, if that's something that they want to do, then we raise up public servants for the future as well. So we build our future. 7th grader Isaac partnered with his little sister for the competition. For him, this was a training for his dream job.
I want to protect the U.S.
It is essential for the kids to look up for the ones that help protect the community and keep it safe.
The competition included 6 activities. Crawling, plank, and team run were some of them. Participants also joined a grenade throw competition simulated with water balloons.
And those who did not want to compete could still have fun, checking the military vehicles and equipment.
I wanted to look at the military trucks and them doing the parkour stuff. I like that one because have like ornate windows and a big truck.
In Pittsburgh, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
It did have cool windows.
It did indeed.
Well, first responders and Army officials also participated in the competition.
The Eagle Rising Challenge was organized by the U.S. Army Reserve's 1011th Quartermaster Company. So this past weekend, though, was a great opportunity to get out and do something like that because we're going to start to heat up as we head into this week. Now, for today, in terms of weather events, it's going to be relatively simplistic. We're looking at just some hot temperatures out there and mostly clear skies with a few passing clouds. However, as we head into our Tuesday morning, at least some of us in parts of southeast Kansas could start to see a few isolated to widely scattered showers, maybe a couple of thunderstorms out there between roughly 7 a.m. and 1 p.m. before those will begin to die out and the clouds will die out with them, and we'll go partly cloudy for the rest of our Tuesday and staying hot as well. MoDOT camera 20th and range line, plentiful sunshine out there, looking good, and same from the KDOT camera at 69 and East 520th Avenue just south of Pittsburgh, and our camera at 7th and range line. Nothing but blue skies, warming up just a bit, 62, so still pretty chilly for this time of year out there. And we're still cool across the area. We've still got upper 50s, 57 in Fort Scott, 58 Iola, Pittsburgh, Parsons, and Nevada, 59 Neodesha, 61 Chatopa, Miami, and 63 Neosho and Monette. Now, as we get our morning started, again, sunny skies, and that will allow us to warm back up to more seasonable temperatures, and we'll go back into the low 80s by late morning. Highs today looking to be roughly upper 80s, lower 90s across the area, and again, with the exception of a few passing clouds, we are looking at sunny skies, and we'll have a clear evening ahead of us as well. Again, maybe a few passing clouds here and there, but otherwise, beautiful skies, warm as well, upper 70s by 10, overnight lows back into the upper 60s, lower 70s. We'll have those isolated thunderstorms in southeast Kansas tomorrow, otherwise partly cloudy, low 90s, mid to upper 90s for us on Wednesday, partly cloudy skies, and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we'll see some scattered thunderstorm chances, and those will help knock our temperatures back down a little bit, back into the lower 90s and upper 80s. Tanya?
All right, a two-vehicle rollover crash near Sarcoxy ends with MedFlight landing on the highway. About 10:15 Sunday night, reports of a two-vehicle crash near I-44 called into Jasper County 911. Sarcoxy City Fire, Sarcoxy Rural Fire, Mercy Ambulance, and Jasper County deputies responded. Missouri Highway Patrol and MedFlight were notified as well. Two vehicles were westbound. Kia ended up on the median with a person ejected, while a Dodge Journey came to rest on the north side of the interstate in a ditch. A total of 8 people were transported for medical care and 1 person was airlifted. The crash is under investigation as a DWI. Authorities are searching for a wanted man out of Cherokee County, Kansas, who they say is armed and dangerous. Authorities say 61-year-old Charles Amos stole a 2015 Chevy pickup at gunpoint from the owner on Sunday. They say Amos ran out of fuel in a stolen van out of Oklahoma and then went to a farmhouse in western Cherokee County and stole the truck. The owner of the truck confronted Amos, but police say Amos then fired 2 rounds from a sawed-off shotgun at the owner. Cherokee County Sheriff David Grove says this picture is what the truck looks like. However, the actual truck has tinted windows. Once again, the suspect is considered armed and dangerous. If you have any information on him, you're urged to contact the Cherokee County Sheriff's Office. Authorities in Cherryville, Kansas arrest a 14-year-old for homicide. Police say they responded to a shooting on Friday around 1:30 p.m. 21079 Douglas Road in Cherryville. When they arrived, they found 74-year-old Thane Anderson dead from a gunshot wound to the head. Cherryville police immediately requested assistance from the Kansas Bureau of Investigation. Authorities determined the suspect to be a 14-year-old male who was arrested. The investigation is still ongoing. And a woman in southwest Missouri dies from injuries sustained in an ATV crash. The Missouri Highway Patrol says the crash happened Saturday night. They say 34-year-old Kayla Carroll was driving on Northwest 7001 Road just south of Highway 52 in Butler. She went off the side of the road before hitting a fence, rolling over and ejecting from the ATV. One man is dead after being hit by a car on I-70 near Sedalia, Missouri. Authorities say 34-year-old Damon O'Ray was driving west when he stopped and left his car. 22-year-old Jonathan Kaiser was driving behind Ray and attempted to veer left and hit Ray and his car in the process. Ray was pronounced dead at the scene. Well, it's a good time to teach an old dog some new tricks at the Jasper County Youth Fair. The Youth Fair is hosting a multitude of animal shows this week with Sunday's focus, man's best friend, dogs. But dogs are not the only animals getting the spotlight. Jasper County Youth Fair hosts events for horses, rabbits, and livestock, as well as other adorable animals. Some kids have a favorite event to do with their dog.
What I mostly like to do with him is rally, which is where they have these signs and you just walk up, do whatever it says. Like it says a 360 turn, you do a 360 turn.
The fair continues through the week. Well, some folks in southeast Kansas are putting their vocal cords to the test. Pittsburgh Public Library hosted an All Together Now sing-along event. Program lets music lovers get together and enjoy an afternoon of fun by singing along to beloved golden oldies songs. Sing-along leader JT Knoll says group singing like this can also be good for your health.
They've even done studies that show that people who sing, they've taken studies of their cortisol and their immunity before they sing and afterward, and their immunity goes up after group singing. So that's one thing we'd like to happen.
The sing-along was free and open to everyone. No better way to beat the heat than to go out and do some swimming. The Berserkers Swim Organization hosted its annual swim meet at Joplin Schifferdecker Pool. More than 500 swimmers took part all across the Midwest. The meet offers an opportunity for participants to qualify for the upcoming long course championships held later in the month. Organizers say the Berserker organization caters to swimmers of all ages, from preschool to high school.
We get a lot of kids in the pool. It is so important, and we hope that once they try swim lessons, they give swim team a try because it's a great family sport.
Berserkers also provide swim lessons and training for elite level swimmers. Up next, we'll have why the latest trend of staying in bed all day is really bad for you.
And later, we'll take you to Garden City, Kansas, where after 80 years, a veteran is being laid to rest. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. We're going to be right back. But first, here's another live look from JC Ballpark in Pittsburgh in honor of the All-Star MLB games on Fox.
In town for your vet care. Mutt Medics and wellness packages for your pet. Mutt Medics, now open at 20th and Main in Joplin.
In Health Watch this morning, medical professionals are warning about a new social trend with negative health effects. Several reports say people who use TikTok and stay in bed with it all day are engaging in bed rotting. Users stay under their covers with snacks and their screens and are impacting their health. Medical professionals say bed rotting could disrupt moods, increase stress, and impact sleep and lead to avoiding self-care. While TikTok is a current trend, the practice extends to other media like streaming, binge watching. Experts say use the bed only for sleep or intimacy and get out of bed if you're not asleep in 30 minutes. Nature may have a new source for providing painkillers, and they could be in your backyard or nearby park. Scientists at the University of Bath in England say they found a way to make medicines like ibuprofen and acetaminophen from pine trees. Those painkillers are usually made from crude oil, but researchers say continuing to use crude oil is unsustainable due to expense, political instability, and rising CO2 emissions. Biorefinery processes using turpentine components from pine trees could make ibuprofen and acetaminophen. And the turpentine derivatives are sustainable, plant-based, and help reduce greenhouse gas emissions. A new study believes it has the whole story about the whole-fat dairy foods and your health. The study, published in the European Heart, found whole-fat dairy foods like milk, cheese, cream, and yogurt are good for your health and reduce premature death by 1/3. About 150,000 individuals were studied and given diet scores. Researchers concluded a diet called the Pure Diet, which includes 14 weekly servings of full-fat dairy, minus butter and whipped cream, can help achieve good health. The study's findings contrast traditional nutrition advice that suggests fatty dairy foods often contribute to heart disease. Success with in vitro fertilization may depend on the weather. Researchers say if a woman's eggs are retrieved on sunny summer days, it may increase the odds of having a live birth. The live birth rate jumped to more than 30% when eggs were collected on days with the most hours of sunshine. And that improved birth rate was seen regardless of when the embryos were transferred to a woman's womb. It's not clear why summer and sunshine have a positive impact, and more research is needed. But researchers say it has long been established that there is seasonal variation in natural birth rates. Interesting.
Well, we've got ourselves, again, a chilly start out there, but as the sun rises, temperatures will rise as well, and they'll go more summer-like across the area. We'll take another look at that forecast when we come back. Also, coming up, we'll have a tale of two friends who are not just Army wives, but they now own the oldest bakery in a Wisconsin town. Be right back with that. But first, just another live look from JC Ballpark in Pittsburgh in honor of the All-Star MLB games on Fox.
Good morning, I'm Ry Addis with the TankConnection.com/careers. Tank Connection is an equal opportunity employer.
Welcome back to KOAM Morning News on Fox 14, 7:18 now, and despite this chilly start, it is still summertime, and it's going to start to feel like that a little later today. We're looking at mostly clear skies, maybe a few passing clouds today, and as you can see, temperatures do start to warm back up. It'll be a little hotter out there as we head through the afternoon, but not a lot going on otherwise. Tomorrow morning, though, we'll see increasing clouds, especially in southeast Kansas, and we could see a few isolated to widely scattered showers and thunderstorms through, say, 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. across southeast southeast Kansas, and then those will die out. They'll take the clouds with them. We'll go partly cloudy and be hot for us as we head through our Tuesday. Right now, MoDOT camera 28th in range line. Plentiful sunshine out there. Looking great so far, and a great start to the day from the KDOT camera at 69 and East 520th Avenue. I like these trees casting just the right amount of shadow on the highway this morning. Our camera 7th in range line. Clear skies out there, but cool. 62 degrees in Joplin right now. Even though it is July the 10th, it doesn't feel like it out there. Temperatures around the region still some upper 50s. 57 in Fort Scott, 58 Nevada, Iola, 59 Neodesha, and look at Stockton at 55. Warmer to the south though, 61 Chatopa, Miami, 63 Neosho, Monette, and 62 in Carthage. And as we get our morning started, again, a few passing clouds, otherwise sunny. We're going to go into the low 80s by late morning, and through the afternoon, we're looking at highs, upper 80s, low 90s across the area. Sunny skies out there. And we'll hold on to these clear skies as we go into the evening as well. Temperatures down upper 70s by 10, and we're looking at overnight lows in the upper 60s to lower 70s. As we head through the rest of the week, we're going to go low 90s tomorrow, mid to upper 90s possible for us on Wednesday, and then we'll have some scattered thunderstorm chances as we close out the week and head into this upcoming weekend. Temperatures also dropping back a bit, upper 80s, lower 90s. Well, a man who gave his life for his country nearly 80 years ago in World War II finally received long overdue honors and a proper burial in Garden City, Kansas on Friday. Army Sergeant Gregory V. Knoll was declared non-recoverable in 1951, but his remains were identified through advanced DNA testing in January. Austin Morton was at the ceremony where most who attended were not old enough to have met Knoll, but came to honor him and help bring closure to his family.
Though Sergeant Gregory Knoll died decades ago in Germany fighting in World War II, many still came to his funeral this afternoon.
To honor the family, to repatriate the remains, and give him the honor that he deserves as a fallen veteran. Important, very important. Can't express it enough of how important it is.
Dozens came to support a family member they never even knew.
It's only maybe one or two people here who actually knew Gregory. The rest of us have just heard about him.
Great niece Patty Knoll says she still can't believe he's back.
It was shocking. It was shocking. It's like, you're kidding. They found him.
Most are too young to have known Sergeant Knoll, but say they're just thankful he's finally home.
It feels like the closure of a chapter.
To see today, it's very much closure for him. Everyone's happy, glad to see he's home.
That's great they were able to identify his remains and bring him back home. Well, coming up, Governor Mike Parson signs into law a new tax cut. We'll talk about when that's going to be. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Let's go places.
Well, two military wives in Wausau, Wisconsin are rising up to the challenge. While they may not wear the uniform, they feel the cost of military service. With grit and determination, they decided to share their passion for baking with others around the city.
Living by their own saying, respect the old and add in some new. Mohammed Abdul Kawi caught up with the dynamic duo at a historic bakery and has their story.
Another day, another shortcake.
We have worked so hard to get here. Endless hours of brainstorming, sleepless nights, early mornings.
During the pandemic, COVID-19 shut down many businesses. But for Hannah Reyes and Kathleen Riegelman, they wanted to take a chance.
We dreamed up a dream together of opening a bakery.
That dream became a reality in March 2021 with a bakery called Cup and Cake.
We kind of grew that business quickly and had bigger ideas that we wanted to incorporate and realized that the space we were working in just wasn't going to function well for us.
6 months later, everything changed. After looking for a new home, they noticed that Krieger's Bakery in Wausau was available for sale.
And I think we kind of looked at each other and were like, whoa, that's a dumb idea, but maybe we should do it.
This isn't your average bakery though. It's actually the oldest one in Wausau. Kathleen says that added some pressure.
To take over a business that's existed and has been established for 60 years and run by the same people. So a clientele that's established, but might not want change. And what we want to do in Wausau is shake things up and do something different and bring something big.
Since taking over the business, the new owners have added new baked goods while keeping some favorites. Even though the dream just started, the future looks sweet for the best friend duo.
We're just kind of taking it baby steps, little by little.
Well, their story caught the attention of Fox, giving them an opportunity to appear on the reality TV show Crime Scene Kitchen.
A cooking competition show where teams of bakers follow clues to figure out what to make. That's kind of fun.
That's kind of like how I am, just cooking in the kitchen. I'm following clues to figure out what it is I'm supposed to be making.
Do you read the clues in a cookbook, like in a recipe?
No, on the box.
What does stir by hand mean to you?
Thankfully, I know to grab a spoon.
Okay.
I know that much about cooking.
My older brother, back in high school, yeah, stir by hand.
No, hey, well, you got to follow what the box says, man.
Well, coming up, just not literally. If you were in Pittsburgh over the weekend, then you might have noticed a car show in the Walmart parking lot. That car show was all for a good cause. We're going to tell you all about it.
And we've got a chilly start for us on this Monday morning, but it is going to start to warm back up. We'll take a look at that forecast when we come back.
MLB All-Star Game. Coverage begins Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern on Fox.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:30. Missouri Governor Mike Parson signs a tax cut into law. He said this cut is why he vetoed most of the spending items he cut from the state budget last week. The new law exempts Social Security benefits and public pension payments from income tax. Officials say it will reduce state general revenue by more than $300 million annually. It'll also allow counties to hold a vote on whether people 62 or older should be exempt from increases in their annual property tax bills. A new report highlights public school districts violating state law by not properly distributing millions of dollars in funds marked for students at risk of failing academically. This is the second report in 4 years on the topic by the Kansas lawmakers' auditors. The State Department of Education had provided districts a list of 272 at-risk program options. Auditors say the programs they looked at did not meet statutory criteria and are calling for a new list to be made. Well, severe storms swept through parts of Oklahoma early Sunday morning, bringing flooded roadways and wind damage. Damage included downed power lines and debris from floodwater across the metro Oklahoma City area. Several thousand Oklahomans are reported to be without power.
Well, we aren't dealing with any flooding concerns here, although we do need some rain across the 4 states. Not going to see any of it today, though. We're going to see mostly clear skies, a few passing clouds here and there, and temperatures are going to get to more summer-like levels as we head into the afternoon, even though it's pretty chilly right now. And then as we head into tomorrow, some increasing clouds in southeast Kansas ahead of a few isolated to widely scattered thunderstorms through the morning hours. And by about noon, 1 o'clock, they fizzle out, leaving the rest of us partly cloudy and another hot one. MoDOT camera, 20th and Range Line, looking good so far. Same from the KDOT camera at 69 and East 520th Avenue. So again, as we get through the morning.
All right, thanks, Chris. Folks in Columbus, Kansas, celebrate our nation's freedom over the weekend. The Columbus Fire Department hosted its second annual Freedom Fest at the city park. Some of the events included turtle races, a water balloon toss, a cornhole tournament, helicopter rides, and more. But it all started with what you just saw there, a 5K and a kids fun run. Officials say 50 people turned out for the 5K alone.
So the Rec Commission is co-sponsoring this, and we did have a $100 random prize drawing for any 5K finisher. So it's real important to get out and get active, and that's just what we're trying to promote here.
The fire department also cooked hot dogs and hamburgers for everyone. The town of Bronson, Kansas also celebrated over the weekend. Saturday marked the 49th annual Bronson Day. It featured a variety of events, including a horseshoe pitching contest, a parade, kids games, cakewalk, cornhole, and a basketball tournament. Organizers say the event is designed to celebrate their small community and togetherness.
It's really just about community and bringing everybody back home. Like most small towns after the railroad left, a lot of things left this community, and so this allows everyone to have something to come back to and join together.
The event capped off with a fireworks show. And a car show in Pittsburgh raised money for kids in need. It took place in the parking lot of the Walmart Supercenter. Dozens of vehicles entered, and there was also a booth set up with snacks, water, and other items for sale. Those sales and the registration fees will benefit the Children's Miracle Network hospitals.
There's a lot of car shows that go on around here, and so we were able to venture out and talk to different group leaders, and we were able to get a turnout. And so our goal is to raise as much money as possible to send over to Freeman Hospital over in Joplin.
Winner of the car show received $200, but the fundraising didn't stop there. The Southeast Kansas Princesses hosted an event in the Walmart parking lot as well, with a photo booth, face painting, street art, cornhole, and more. Well, the George Washington Carver National Monument celebrates the life of Carver and the establishment of the park. Swing low, sweet chariot. To honor 80 years, the National Park invited guest speakers, local jazz musicians, and even a traveling children's theater from North Carolina. According to park rangers, the National Park witnessed many changes over the years, but its impact on the community stays the same.
Well, there's been a lot of changes to this park. We've added on to the visitor center. The visitor center is a lot larger. We get a lot of visitors here. We get a lot of kids here. So the impact is really good, and we just want to continue to celebrate this wonderful individual's life and his legacy.
The event lasted from 10 to 3 on Saturday. And that's a look at our top news stories. Coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News, how ransomware attacks that affect schools could also affect kids and their parents.
And we've got ourselves, again, a pretty chilly start across the area, but we will begin to warm up as we head into the afternoon hours. We'll take another look at that forecast when we come back. But first, here's a live look from JC Ballpark in Pittsburgh in honor of the All-Star MLB games on Fox.
Prices and wellness packages for your pet. Mutt Medics, now open at 20th and Main in Joplin.
Online school databases are full of sensitive information about their students, but cybersecurity experts say the number of ransomware attacks against school districts is expected to increase, with documents about students' health, family history, and more at risk of being stolen by hackers and leaked to the public if the schools don't pay up. Gary Baumgarten takes a look at the potential risks and how schools should fight back.
Parents beware, your child could be one of the more than 5 million students across the country affected by ransomware attacks, according to data from the cybersecurity firm Recorded Future.
It is serious. It's very serious.
Hackers are breaking into the databases of public school districts and stealing highly confidential information, including documents on student sexual assaults, suicide attempts, abuse of parents, and more. Then cybercriminals are threatening to release those materials online unless schools pay large sums of money.
Why is it necessary to store this data on computers accessible over the internet?
In March of this year, Minneapolis Public Schools refused to pay a $1 million ransom to hackers who responded by leaking more than 300,000 student and staff files. A similar incident also impacted the Los Angeles Unified Public School District last fall. And because federal law does not require schools to alert potential victims of cyber attacks, some families don't know their children's sensitive data was compromised until months after the incident, which could result in identity theft and damage to their mental health.
It shouldn't be up to individual parents to be spreading the word. It should be up to the district.
Now, cyber experts are calling for districts to spend more money updating their servers. Coming up, the U.S. economy added how many jobs for the month of June? We'll have that answer in Consumer Watch, and we'll have another look at that forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. 7:42 now on this Monday morning. Taking a look at the MoDOT camera, 20th and Rangeline. We've got that sunshine, we've got clear skies, and we're getting the same view from the KDOT camera at 69 and East 520th Avenue, just south of Pittsburgh, and our camera at 7th and Rangeline. Clear skies out there. Looks great, but it is a little bit on the chilly side. Talking 62 in Joplin right now. We've had numerous upper 50s out there. We're starting to warm a little bit. We've still got 59 Neodesha, 58 in Parsons, but look, we're starting to heat up. We got 65 Pittsburgh, 66 in Miami, 65 Nevada, 62 Carthage, Neosho, and those temperatures will continue to rise as we go through the morning with those clear skies. Looking to get in the lower 80s by late morning, and highs today, upper 80s, low 90s. Again, a few passing clouds possible, but otherwise we are looking at clear skies. And same for this evening, staying warm, upper 70s by 10, overnight lows in the upper 60s and lower 70s. We got thunderstorm chances, at least in the morning, for parts of southeast Kansas. Otherwise, partly cloudy, low 90s. Temperatures tomorrow, we're going to the mid to upper 90s on Wednesday, partly cloudy. And then we'll see thunderstorm chances as we go Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And the one nice thing is, even though these are scattered storm chances, is they do bring our temperatures down a little bit, back into the upper 80s and lower 90s. And as we head further down the road into next week, we go partly cloudy, temperatures start to warm back up into the mid 90s, and we could see a few morning showers by next Wednesday. That's a quick check of your forecast. Now we're going to send it over to Tanya Bach for a quick check of Consumer Watch.
All right, thanks, Chris. U.S. employers added jobs last month, but growth missed expectations. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, the U.S. added 209,000 jobs in June. That's lower than May's strong showing, and about 16,000 less than economists were predicting. This is the lowest monthly gain since December of 2020. As for the unemployment rate, it dropped 0.1% to 3.6%. Threads had quite the first 24 hours, according to Meta. The company's new social media site had more than 50 million signups since launching last Wednesday. Threads also drew scrutiny from Twitter, a direct competitor. The company threatened legal action and accused Meta of stealing trade secrets when it hired former employees to help develop Threads. Meta said no one on the Threads engineering team used to work at Twitter. Well, more American women than ever before are back to work. Data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics shows nearly 77.8% of women between the ages of 25 and 54 were in the workforce last month. That's an all-time high and a rebound from the pandemic she-cession. In February of 2020, the labor force participation rate for prime working age women was 77%, just shy of the record 77.3% set during the dot-com era leading up to the pandemic. But by April of 2020, that rate had plummeted to 73.5% as the pandemic froze the U.S. economy. We'll be right back with more after this, but first, let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell.
The Stables, new silver, gold.
Well, an Anchorage grandmother says she's found her calling nursing kittens back to health so they can be adopted.
Now, so far, she's fostered over 400 kittens and has no plans to stop anytime soon. Dave Allgood has the story.
Mother Teresa said to change the world,
this is Katie Purry and Bruno Mars.
Do small things with great love.
Huh? Are you going to help me?
There are angels among us.
So when she came in, she was just full of life and said, I'm here to take on some kittens.
Armed with nothing but unconditional love.
I just love it. It doesn't drain me. It nurtures me. It's like who I am.
You see, Anchorage Animal Care and Control has a catastrophic issue. Veterinarian Carol Hedges says they just get so many tiny kittens.
It's critical. Without people like Debbie, these kittens would not survive.
This is Debbie Siss at her home, scrolling through just a few of her many successes as a savior to so many kittens.
So this is Kokomo, Fun, and Surfing USA.
Debbie has converted a lot of her house into a baby kitty hospital.
Because I've had as many as 20 fosters, because during kitten season, there's a real need for fostering.
Downstairs.
Hey guys, we got company.
To a room upstairs dedicated to getting these little guys up to size and strength.
I'm gonna take a good nap now, huh?
So they can be adopted.
This is when they went back to the shelter for adoption, and they were adopted within hours. He's doing better, huh?
And doing this, Debbie is all in.
I'm a cat tree. Yeah. From
Oops, gotta watch where I step. This all started 6 years ago when a friend...
He asked me if I would sub for him, and he was gone like 4 days, and by the time he got back, I was smitten. I was hooked for life. It was life-changing.
And since that time, Debbie has fostered, get this.
Well, I'm at 407 now.
And that's a lot of dedication.
This is the one that took me to 400.
And now over 400 little lives have been given a lot of love and a chance. And you'd think letting them go for adopting would be hard, but no.
For me, I can love fully and then let go. Because isn't that really true love? Is your tummy full?
So every 4 hours they need to be fed and loved.
There you go.
Deb even has a camera.
And to see the transformation is, oh my gosh, that's the reward.
To keep a watchful eye and for us to say goodbye. Earthly angels, that's...
You need to be rocked. Oh, look at your face. It was a mess.
That's incredible. That's a lot of kittens to take care of, too.
You know who also said, I can love truly and let go? Kate Winslet.
Oh, Lord, we're not going back down that road with Titanic again.
I'm sorry.
Oh, my. You know what? I tell you what, before our ship sinks, let's take a look at our forecast here. So today, a very straightforward day. A few passing clouds, and we're going to start to heat back up, even though it's a little cooler this morning. Then we go into tomorrow morning, and roughly between, let's say, about 7 a.m. and 1 p.m., could see a few isolated to widely scattered thunderstorms across parts of southeast Kansas, and they will eventually die out, and will be partly cloudy for the rest of our Tuesday and on the hot side. Quick look outside, MoDOT camera 20th and range line, sunny skies out there, and we're getting the same clear skies from the KDOT camera at 69 and East 520th Avenue in Pittsburgh, and from our camera at 7th and range line. A little chilly, 62 this morning in Joplin. As we look around the area, starting to see fewer of those upper 50s, still 58 Parsons, 59 Neodesha. We're starting to get some low to mid 60s across the area as we warm up, and with that sunshine, we will continue to warm back to summer-like temperatures. Mostly clear skies, couple of passing clouds. We're going to go into the low 80s by late morning. We'll have another complete look at your forecast and the news you need to know when the KOAM Morning News returns.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. A woman in southwest Missouri dies from injuries sustained in an ATV crash. Missouri Highway Patrol says the crash happened Saturday night. They say 34-year-old Kayla Carroll was driving on Northwest 7001 road just south of Highway 52 in Butler. She went off the side of the road before hitting a fence, rolled over, and ejected from the ATV. Severe storms swept through parts of Oklahoma early Sunday morning, bringing flooding, roadways, and wind damage. Damage included downed power lines and debris from floodwater across the metro Oklahoma City area. Several thousand Oklahomans are reported to be without power. Missouri Governor Mike Parson signs a tax cut into law. The new law exempts Social Security benefits and public pension payments from income tax. Officials say it will reduce state general revenue by more than $300 million annually. Some kids in Pittsburgh got the chance to put their strength to the test. It was for the Eagle Rising Challenge. The event provided a chance for residents to meet and compete with local fire, police, EMS, and military personnel. The goal of the activities, not only to connect with the community, but also show the new generation's essential careers.
Well, we've got another hot one ahead of us as temperatures begin to warm. Upper 80s, low 90s across the area. Sunny skies, maybe a few passing clouds. And we'll hold on to clear skies and warm weather as we go into the evening, dropping back into the upper 60s and lower 70s across the area. Got those thunderstorm chances tomorrow morning, southeast Kansas, otherwise partly cloudy, hot, low 90s, mid to upper 90s for us Wednesday. And then we'll see additional thunderstorm chances Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And that'll help bring temperatures down a bit into the low 90s and upper 80s.
Well, folks in 17 states may be able to see the northern lights next week on July 13th.
If it's on your bucket list, this might be your chance to live in many of the state, if you live rather, in many of the states bordering Canada. The glow is produced by electrons from space that interact with the sun and Earth's magnetic field. The higher the geomagnetic activity, the brighter the aurora.
Space Weather Prediction Center says if you're interested in seeing them, you should get away from city lights. As the day approaches, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration will monitor the activity and release a forecast of its own. Sorry, 4 states, you're not in luck to see them. Only states like Alaska, Montana, and North Dakota will get to see them. Just head north.
Yeah, the thing is, though, to be honest, if we started to see them this far south, I would be greatly concerned about what was going on in the atmosphere at that point.
That's really cool, though.
It is very cool. It'd be very neat
Hopefully we'll
to
get
go
some video
see.
we can share
Absolutely.
on the morning show.
That would be fantastic. I'm sure we will. Well, we want to thank you so much for letting us put the good in your morning. We will be back with more news and weather today at noon.
Have a great morning and an even better day.